No, you can turn your Hemi-Sync off, or I'm going to end up suing the fucking face off of Monroe Science Institute for your Hemi-Sync bullshit that's furthering my neuro damage, neuro scarring as well. Your Hemi-Sync is a threat to my life. Turn it off. You are on the record. That's like setting up the wrong dude. That's smart as a fucking fox. Actually, smart ain't the word. Sly little devil. I'd be closer to it if I have to be. You see, Randy doesn't want me not to be a schizo because then he doesn't get to have any say over my patents. So, I've done a European copyright on all of my science and technology. So yeah, it's very real. And of course, you know, I'm building it out of spare parts and junk. So junk electronics, etc. You know, Randy doesn't fucking know that I graduated trade school before goddamn high school. And I graduated out of a shed, by the way. Paul McGuire. Military police. Dishonorable discharge. Sounds like someone's gonna get in trouble either way. Buzz off, buzzer. Come on now. My seizures will make me puke. My seizures make me nauseous. So, fucking honeybees. Another dude thought it was a wasp yesterday. I'm like, no, they look a little Africanized, but no, those are honeybees. Well, that part of my nail is not going to grow back too well. I'm going to have to separate it and then break it off. Ugh. It's going to hurt like hell. Take a look. See a little lip right there on it. Yeah. It'll be fun. It's going to just feel great afterward. See how toxic positivity is? I'm too real for you. That's as bad as idiots thinking that's a fucking knife. Get your eyes checked. It's like, I've never been somewhere where a wailing woman gets more attention than the truth. And I'm nothing against women. I'm just saying even other women know what I'm talking about. One woman goes fucking cray-cray over something, suddenly everyone's falling in line. Good morning conformity, right? It's more like a good afternoon at this point. But, you know, it was Valentine's Day yesterday, so I was I spent basically like most of the day out playing guitar so I could bring home some pizza, some food, buying cigarro. Only thing I didn't manage to do was get her a beer. That was about it. That was the only thing, and now she's like, I could use a beer today. I'm like, okay, give me a minute. Let me get you coffee, get some tobacco going, and I'll come back home with a beer for you, love. So, you know, I don't even need one at this moment. Too early, as far as I'm concerned. Well, because I drink with purpose, not for alcohol. So, and it's just loud as fuck out there. I just like literally just woke up, thank you, and walked over here. So, you know, that's the cool thing about being self-efficient like I am. Pretty much can drop in anywhere and find a way, honestly, in an honest way. Well, hold on here, because all I can use is my coffee cup as a stand. Everything's a little wet over here still. I swear. I feel like the reason that nothing is moving forward is that there's something too big in the way. Even though me and my girl have been moving mountains, this is like, there's something that has to break. In other words, it's in front of us. Something has to break to make clear a new way, clear path. Because otherwise, we're just gonna keep. She's gonna keep going the same circle, and she's getting more and more power back to her every time too. She's getting so much better. My cheers are definitely with her. My prayers too. And that's the one thing that I have the realest thing to talk about in my life. That's about it. And kitty cats are doing great. And bearing the circumstances, they've pretty much, now that it's warm enough, they've been out and about, so I don't have to worry about them too much other than just leaving them food out and some water. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like if people didn't know that my girl went to school for cosmetics and everything, they wouldn't realize that she does like to get her face on and look fancy. She does like doing that. She loves that. She's got a really nice, rustic, natural look too to her, where she's beautiful. Anyway, when we were living off grid there, only thing that fucked it up hardcore was the fact that my checks were not showing up on time at all. That's the only real thing that fucked it up. And we, you know, and then check not show up, and then suddenly hell hit the fucking, you know, fan basically. And even places we were allowed to be ended up having to flip on everything, at least in an honest way. That happened. So it wasn't like being like kicked out or just destroyed, you know. No, it was legit. And the only thing that was supposed to happen, I told the dang cop, it's like she had to go to court, so it's like it might take an extra day or two, you know. Please give me a call, you know. And it's like everything was organized and ready to be straight on out. The problem was the tent poles were also seized up, so I was at a point where I needed pliers and tools I used to have that vanished one at a time over there at the other place I was at before this. So, but that was off the books completely. I wasn't paying rent there. I basically just, you know, did housekeeping and security. About it. Oh, hey. Yeah. If I would have known I wasn't supposed to be there, I kind of already touched base on that at that point. Then I would have just paid him for my cats to be up in the attic, and I would have came in, cleaned the house, and take care of my cats, and maybe hang out for a little bit and left. That's the difference when transparency comes first, and people trying to use gray zones and all this other shit is like, I think I could roll back my videos far back and saying there cannot be any more gray zones in this situation. It's not helping. So, I am just still waking up. I'm freaking midday walk on top of that, so give me a minute. But, it's just kind of like, my people never took me to an exam. That conformity at its finest, There's some people that don't like probably why Randy never took me to the damn specialist for, and why a lot of other people don't, not just me. I'm saying a woe is me story. But yeah, there's a lot of reason. That's the main reason why a lot of people out of my generation, sometimes even sooner, were never taken to the autism specialist, were never taken to any other specialist at that point. Because no one wants to have an autistic child, get it? So, they tried to just raise me effectively like nothing was wrong. And instead of having, neurological things looked at for the epileptic fits that would occur, or hell, even me staring off into nowhere. Like, I'm not the only one going through that shit on earth, and I know it. Like, hell, even what I'm looking at right now is my girl might have intensive neuroscarring and not even know it. She might have been misdiagnosed for a minute. Let's put it that way, because she has all the symptoms. But that's the same thing I'm doing for my son, for instance, so that he doesn't get turned into a guinea pig. I'll be like, oh, this pill doesn't work, we'll try this pill. Well, that pill didn't work, we'll try this pill. Well, what's wrong with him? That's what even happened in my life. It's the ultimate outcome if at least someone does it right once. It's like if you look at all the pills that ain't working, and you can go off that better than anything else, because literally the only thing that has been working has been medical marijuana. And that's why I've even pet peeved against recreational use. I mean, people are like, oh, who cares? It's legal now. Yeah, your recreational shit's legal. It's almost, and at least they've opened up a little bit of the door of the medical, but the medical weed is like that much is available compared to like everything else that's out there on the market now. Okay. And I've done product testing as well as extreme seizure testing at that point. Like, go without my medicine, see how long till everything starts going haywire. As far as senses get fucked up, but I'm cognitively aware of it, but I can't express it too well at that point. Because language center gets hit, body language get hit, motor skills get hit, sensory awareness and all that gets hit, increased light and sound sensitivity. These are things that should have been paid attention to in anyone's life. So that is part of why I do the raising awareness, because right back to what I was stating in the first place, 70% of all schizophrenics are misdiagnosed. They all have seizures instead. It's a statistic. Because schizophrenia is a coverall term. And the definition of it actually changes like literally every year. The symptoms list itself changes every year. Pseudoscience. It's like someone's still trying to hold that old school possession is what it meant. You know, like I used to use schizos as test subject to see if they were really talking to themselves or something else. Now that's called parapsychology at that point. Which is kind of what, if that kind of rumor goes around like that, then my only survival ability and way to provide for myself at this moment, feasibly, is my dang guitar. Now, will that pay for a family? No, that's why I left it behind with my family in Europe. That's why I busted the science department out instead, R&D. And I'm not afraid to go weapons, future tech weapons development. And I already have been, if you haven't seen some of my proof and concepts and prototypes online already. To the highest bidder, by the way. If you want a fully functional prototype. Brought to you by Z Space International Aerospace and Defense. You know, that's the lowdown. You know, that's why I was trying to say, well, schizos don't graduate trade school. Schizos don't, goddamn, see what I'm saying? I can go down the whole list. Pride and Prejudice on that side, which has been dead since high school, by the way. So it's really an insult, injury to insult at that point. It's like people aren't realizing the name change is me getting rid of the, me finally washing my hands of those people fully and 100%. First off, they're not my biologicals. And they refused to get a fraternity test, which I already got a genetic test on. So, fuck their fraternity test. My genetics don't match. First and foremost. So no wonder they're going nuts. So, they know both parents. The government's going to throw both of these fake-ass parents in prison. For good. If not a fucking parent itself. Because, you know, when the government comes in and say, hey, he's not your son, he never was, and you lied to us and the hospital, and the doctor's going to prison as well, they're going to go nuts. Just like last time. See, this was over in 2003, if you didn't know that. This has been over since 2003, people. With the Michigan retard, whatever the hell they were. It's the school for retards. And if you didn't know, I also have a little bit of Pride and Prejudice, going back to the same thing of everything I'm not. Like I said, although the autistic and the retards, as they were called at that point, I know it's not politically correct, and I don't mean any offense by it, but the retards seemed more intelligent than the schizos, if you ask me. Yet the retards are being treated like children, and the schizos are just getting beaten like redheaded stepchildren. It's weird. Very weird. I don't understand it. Yeah, this guitar is worth more to a collector with my kind of fucking playing skills and reputation, believe it or not. I had a $400 electric acoustic hybrid carbon body up there in Canada. And Toronto dude was offering me $2,000 cash with the cash in front of me for it. And that was after I rebuilt the son of a bitch. That was one of my first zombie guitars. Yeah, means I might have a little knack, a little niche to fill when it comes to custom guitars like that. And I used to do guitar repair on the road for the other traveling musicians too. So, like I said, I got my sideline skills, and then I got my mainline skills. I can't go around fixing computers on the road, okay? It's not feasible. All right, I could do a Johnny 5 electronics U-Haul mobile laboratory level shit, and it would still be more feasible than trying to do a mobile computer repair vehicle, okay? So anything of my education and credentials, basically I'm just down to guitar when it comes down to it. That's my bottom out. I mean, other than that, my ultimate plan is grow my own food on my own land. Power independence as well. Why do you think I went into electronics? Independence. Personal sustainability. At least the good news is I have plenty of fresh pizza to go home to. Maybe I'll finally get tired of pizza again, like I already was. I was trying to get her a gyro for dang Valentine's Day, though. I just hit the microphone on that. I know I digress a little bit off subject, but yeah, that's about it on the nutshell. And since I haven't had a chance to go through and do video editing or go through a script before I hit record, that's kind of why the videos have been on the fly again. Go figure. So that's about it. Peace.